TBATE fans, it's Chris Boats, and I'm coming in with an episode review of this week's episode number 4, The King's Homecoming. Now, before I do get into the content, do make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. I just barely noticed this right now. Right at the beginning, you notice there's a big giant arrow right there. The English translation has number 3, and the episode has number 4. And I think that serves as a good metaphor for this series, this season. It is a jarbled mess. It really has really bad pacing. This episode starts with us coming back with Arthur and Jasmine somehow making it back to the mainland. Now, we don't get any type of word as to how they escaped that island with the mana beast that they were dealing with on that island earlier in last week's episode. They were stranded on that island. It didn't look like there was any kind of way that they could get back off of that island, but somehow here they are on the mainland. No explanation as to how they got here. They're just here. We are to accept the fact that they are back on the island. And I think that's probably one of the big things that's wrong with this, aside from the animation itself. It's just the pacing. The pacing for this series is all over the place. And once again, we're told that this series has really good storytelling, really good character building, really good world building. But I still have not seen any type of evidence of this. I've seen just spotty at best storytelling. We get introduced to another adventurer right here by the name of Brawl. Brawl, for whatever reason, wants to go on an adventure with Jasmine. No real explanation is given. They spend a good chunk of this episode trying to figure out why he wants to go on an adventure separate from his adventuring team. No matter, they're not going to really get to the bottom of it. All it comes down to is at the end of the episode, Arthur wants to go ahead and do it, and Jasmine says, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll go along with it. And then we come back over here to some of the shoddy animation that the series is known for. Adam here trains Arthur a little bit. It's supposed to be a high stakes training, showing each man at their all in this training. You don't get that indication from any of these frames, and we were just going to call them frames, but that's pretty much what they were, or just frames. They like to use the speed lines to indicate, once again, that there's a lot of action going on, when in fact there's not that much going on. It really doesn't matter. Arthur's supposed to be taking Adam's strongest strike, but you just don't get any type of emotion or weight from any of this. It's just going through the motions. It's just flowing through stuff to try to get onto the next big scene, of which there are no next big scenes. Arthur's father's team comes back in town to go in there and train Arthur some more, because I don't know why Arthur needs it. Arthur has shown himself to be fully capable of being able to handle himself out there on an adventure by himself. You saw in the past, the first episode, where he defeated one of those arachne monsters, was supposed to be very hard to defeat. He did it on his own without any type of help. In the third episode, he has shown very good command and showed himself to be a good tactician and strategist, and helping Lucas and Elijah, guided those two to victory against that mana beast that was keeping them trapped on the island. So why he needs to get more training, don't know. This is Jasmine and Arthur's father sitting there trying to theorize and contemplate as to why Brawl wants to go on an adventure by himself and recruit other adventurers. At the end of it, they just decide, well, you know what, it doesn't do good to speculate. After doing a lot of speculation, I tell you, they do a lot of speculation, and they just say, well, we'll just have to keep an eye on what he's doing. Then we come back, the training is done. Arthur and his mama and his little sister says, we don't want to be training anymore. I didn't mean for it to stop right there on her chest, but it is what it is. Then we come here. Lucas is now talking with his guards. He wants to go back on an adventure. This guy that comes up, Shiun, who apparently is supposed to be with them, you obviously can't tell that he is a bad guy dressed in a cloak like that, telling Lucas, hey, there's this adventurer by the name of Brawl who's looking for partners. If you're still looking for adventure, why don't you go ahead and travel with him? Lucas, being the brash youngster that he is, says, I will go ahead and travel with him. It's a good thing that my father let you tag along with me and watch me like this to this guy who, again, is obviously not shady. I mean, why would a good, handsome fellow have a look like this on his face? It is beyond obvious he was a bad guy. Come on now. More wasting of Arthur's time as he goes around the town with his sister and his mother doing some shopping. Who they're shopping for? It's obvious that they're shopping for Jasmine, but you're not supposed to know that or anything. You're supposed to just go along with it. Then we come over here, more of this uneven pacing. Tessia still has not womaned herself up just to go to Arthur's house and go see him. I don't know why where this feeling comes from, why she is so afraid to go see this guy. Like, when you guys were growing up, you were always ready to be around Arthur, but now all of a sudden you don't want to just go see Arthur. But just get up and go over to his house. No, we got to drag this out some more. Here's Arthur walking away. I think he's probably right around really close to, yeah, exactly. See, he's really close to Tessia. He just go over there and talk to her, but nope. She misses her opportunity and chance to go ahead and be able to do that. And we're still doing some shopping. Arthur is now with two of his father's teammates going around shopping for items. He still isn't interested in getting one of those storage rings. Those storage rings have a capacity and space limit. I guess apparently you just can't store whatever you want into these things. So they expect you to imagine that it's kind of something similar to what you play in a Diablo game. You have a limited inventory, depending upon what you want to put in your inventory. It uses up spaces for other items to be put off in there. I guess apparently the storage rings work that same way. Doesn't work like an unlimited inventory, which even seems like even in anime nowadays, they're getting away from the concept of unlimited inventory, which is silly to me. It's a cartoon. It's an anime. In the same way the video game, get away from this inventory nonsense. Just let people store as much stuff as they want in their inventory. But I digress on that point. Again, like I said, all that shopping was meant for Jasmine. Jasmine is showing this dress to Arthur. Arthur, being a boy, he's all aloof to Jasmine. Jasmine obviously likes Arthur. There was a little line back in the earlier part of this episode where Arthur alluded to the fact that he didn't like Jasmine was standing next to this guy right here, Brawled. It made him feel very jealous. So he has some kind of feelings for Jasmine as well. That was something that was obvious. They decided to go on this last adventure. So again, this entire episode just seems like there was just really bad pacing about it. And I think that's a problem overall with TBATE altogether, is that the pacing is, some places it's too slow, in other places it's too hurried. The story can be garbled if you're not following along with what's going on. And it really leads to an uneven plot development, and it can take people completely out of it. You combine that with the subpar to barely passable animation. In this particular episode, the animation is much better than what we got in episode 2, although this action scene right here was just complete and utter nonsense. It's like there's nothing really happening, but they want to give you the aura that something is happening when in fact it really isn't. So we still got that going on here, and then just combining with a subpar story for this particular episode. And overall, it's no wonder that TBATE still has not taken off, and while a lot of fans are just not really in tune with what's going on here, especially if you're a manga reader, you have to be disappointed with what we're getting in the anime here, because it probably is still not living up to the expectations that you guys have for your favorite franchise. I'm still not seeing it. It was not a bad episode like episode 2 was. It just is not a good episode. It's barely passable. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode a 6 out of 10. What did you guys think of this episode? Whatever your thoughts, jump down in the comments, let me know what you think, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.